Okay, so for tonight's assignment, you want to go to the IXL website and sign in like regular. Then we're going to scroll down to Systems of Equations. Oops. And we want to do Systems of Equations using word problems. And that is 4.9, or U.9, excuse me. Okay, so you're going to choose U9, which is using word problems like we worked on today in class. So if you look at this, you're going to first want to create an equation. Write a systems of equations, describe the situation below, solve using substitution, and fill in the blank. You can solve any way you want, even though this recommends substitution. So here we have Lucilia and Khalil meet for dinner in downtown Lenexa. Lucilia did a flat rate valet parking for $18. Khalil went to another valet and paid $18 up front and $5 for every hour, including the first hour. Ultimately, the friends end up paying the same amount. How much did each one pay, and how much did they stay? Well, the word same amount should tell you that we're looking for a break-even point here. So the first thing I want to do is create the equations for both. So for here, Lucilia played a flat rate of $18. So she played for $18. So there we're going to have y equals 18. Oops, I'm trying this with the mouse this time. It's a little bit more difficult. All right, then Khalil went to the valet and paid $18 up front. So he paid $18 and then $5 every hour. $5 every hour tells you there's a change, a rate of change. So that will tell you that's the slope there. So here we have y equals $5 for every hour. We don't know how many hours there were. And then he had to pay $8 up front. Okay, so we have two sets of equations. Sorry, that's poorly typed. So we want to go to our calculator. And we want to go to our y equals. Clear that out. Remember to make sure your plot 1 and 2 and 3 are all clear like this. They're not highlighted. If they're highlighted, you go up there and hit enter. That's what we don't want. We don't want them highlighted. So you go back up and hit enter and it comes off. All right, so we had y equals 18 here. And then we had 5x plus 8, right? Okay, so we want to graph that. Now you can see mine's already zoomed out. Yours will probably start here at Zoom Standard. And in Zoom Standard, we can't see the intersection because this is coming across at 18 and this window only goes up to 10. So we want to go zoom out and hit enter. And you can see the bars are kind of thicker when it's zoomed out. So here's my intersection point. So if you remember, calc has the intersection function. So we'll go to second, oops, did that wrong. Second trace. Oh no, I had it, sorry. And 5 is intersection. Remember, we want to move that cursor over to about where we think it is, and then we're going to hit enter until it guesses for us. And it says x is 2 and y is 18. Now, when we're dealing with this, we're talking about money and hours. So we have to think about what is the independent and what's the dependent. And we talked earlier, the independent is always time, which is x, and the dependent should be money, which is y. So here it says, how did they end up paying? Paying should be the y value. That should be money. And then hours of parking should be x because that's the independent. So let's see if we're right. So we go here and we have 18 and for 2 hours. And it really wouldn't make sense to have 18 hours of parking for $2, especially when we know we had $5 fee already. So some of that you just, kind of see if it makes sense. So we did a good job on that, okay? So here we have another one. Harim and his cousin are playing a game where they pick up colored sticks. Harim currently has 21 points and likes to pick up white sticks, earning 9 points every turn. And that should be our key word there. Every turn tells us that 9 is the slope. His cousin just lost all her points on the previous turn and has a strategy to catch up, getting all the yellow ones, earning 10 points per turn. In a certain number of turns, the score will be tied. So that score will be tied tells us this is systems of equations. How long will it take? How many points should we have? How long will it take? How long means time, right? So that is going to be my x value, because that's independent, excuse me. So therefore, this will be my y value. So if we look at Harim's equation, we're going to have y equals, he's got 21 points. I'm going to have to do it this way. It's just not working right. 21 points. No. 21 points. And then 9 points a turn. So that tells you that's 9x. And again, you could have wrote 9x plus 21. It doesn't matter. His cousin lost all her points previous turn and has a strategy to catch up by getting all the yellow ones, earning 10 points per turn. Per turn, again, tells you that's a slope. So that's going to be y equals 10x. Oh, this is bad. Sorry, 10x. Looks like a y. X. You got to get better on writing this. Okay. So again, we can do the graphing or we could do substitution. This says y equals 10x. So wherever there's a y, I can put in 10x. So if I want to do substitution, I'm going to replace this y with 10x. So that's going to give me 10x equals 21 plus 9x. And I want to get the x's together, so I'm going to subtract 9x here. And it's going to give me 0. And I'm going to subtract 9x here. And that's going to give me 1x, or x, equals 21. So we know x, how long will it take, is going to be 21. And then 21 turns, oops. And then we want to find out the points, which is y. So I just need to plug 21 in for y. And when I do that, oh no, that's wrong, 21 for x, excuse me. So I plug 21 for x, that's going to be 10 times 21, which gives me 210, right? Put 21 in here. So we have 21 and 210. So let's see if we're right. So we have 21 turns, and they will both have 210 points. Good. Okay, and again, we could have done that on the calculator. I just wanted to show you the substitution method. Okay, so for each one of these, you have to come up with the equation, and then you can either graph it and find the intersection, or you can use substitution and find the intersection. I'd like for you to complete 10 problems on this tonight, just 10, okay? And really work on it, and if you get it wrong, make sure you go over and let's say we got this wrong, because I'm just guessing here. It gives you the explanation as to what the correct answer should be. So make sure you go back, look at that, and see if that makes sense to you, okay? So me and the Angry Bird say goodnight.